memorized 5,000 vocabulary words. You have passed every grammar exam with perfect scores. You can read Shakespeare without a dictionary. But when you turn on a Hollywood movie, you understand absolutely nothing. Why does this happen?
That is because you have been studying a language that does not exist. You have been studying classroom English, which is a polite fiction. Real English is a wild animal. Today, we are going to teach you how to hunt it.
A wild animal? That sounds terrifying, Peter. But you are absolutely right. Welcome to the Slow English channel. Today, we are tackling the single biggest frustration for our listeners. Why can they understand a textbook perfectly, but fail to understand a simple conversation in a movie?
It is the tragedy of my life, Daisy. I have seen it for 30 years. I remember back in 1994, I was teaching a young man named Roberto. He was from Milan. A brilliant student. He knew the grammar better than I did.
Better than you? But you are the professor.
Oh, absolutely. He could explain the past perfect continuous tense to me while I was drinking my coffee. But one day, Roberto came into my office in New York. He looked devastated. He looked like he had seen a ghost. I asked him, "Roberto, what's wrong?" And do you know what he told me?
What did he say?
He said, "Professor, I went to the cinema yesterday to see a comedy. Everyone was laughing. The children were laughing. The old ladies were laughing. And I sat there in silence. I did not understand a single joke. Am I stupid?"
That is heartbreaking. It is a very common feeling, I think. The feeling of isolation.
It crushed him, and I had to tell him the truth. I said, "Roberto, you are not stupid. You are just deaf to the music of English. You see, textbooks teach you the bricks of the language. They teach you the individual words. But movies are the mortar. They are the glue. Movies are about how the words melt together."
Melt together. I like that image. So we're talking about connected speech.
We are talking about connected speech, yes, but also about reduction, elision, and the emotional rhythm of the language. Let's start with the most obvious offender, the textbook robot voice. Daisy, give me a standard textbook sentence.
All right, let's try this one. What are you going to do this weekend?
Perfect. Listen to that, listeners. Daisy, please say that again, very slowly. Enunciate every single syllable.
What are you going to do this weekend?
Beautiful. It is crisp, it is clear, it is distinct. And if you say that in a bar in Brooklyn, people will think you are a police officer or a robot.
I suppose it does sound a bit formal.
It is not just formal, Daisy, it is disjointed. Now let me tell you how an American actor in a movie says that sentence. They do not say, "What are you going to do?" They say, "Whatcha-gonna-do?"
Whatcha-gonna-do?
Exactly. Let's break that down because this is where Roberto failed. The first two words, what and are, they disappear. They do not exist anymore. The what loses its T. The are is completely deleted.
This is fascinating. So the auxiliary verb are is just gone.
Poof, vanished. We don't have time for it. We're busy Americans. We have places to go. So what are becomes just a sound. It becomes wa.
Wa.
Then we hit the word you. But in a movie, it is rarely you, it's ya or cha. When you combine what and you, the T sound in what blends with the Y sound in you to create a cha sound, like cheese.
So what you becomes whatcha.
Precisely, whatcha. Listeners, I want you to try this. Don't feel silly. You must make the sound to understand the sound. Say cheese. Now say whatcha.
Whatcha. It feels very aggressive in my mouth.
It is aggressive. It's direct. Now, the next part, going to. This is the classic. Everyone knows gonna, but in a movie, when spoken fast, it's even shorter. It becomes just unna or na.
Really? Just na.
Sometimes. Listen to this. Whatcha-gonna-do.
Whatcha-gonna-do. It sounds like one long word. Whatcha-gonna-do.
That's the secret, Daisy. In a textbook, a sentence is a train with separate cars. There's a gap between the cars. In a movie, the sentence is a river. It's one continuous flow of water. If you're listening for the separate cars, you will miss the river.
This brings up a very interesting point about the British versus American ear. You know, Peter, in London, we certainly use connected speech. We reduce things, but we tend to keep our consonants a bit sharper than you do in New York.
Oh, here we go. The British superiority complex.
It's not a complex if it's true. For example, take the word letter. Letter. If I'm speaking clearly, I say letter. I hit the T. It's a sharp T sound.
Right, and if I'm playing a character in a New York crime movie, I say letter.
Ledder.
I say letter.
It sounds like a D. I wrote you a letter.
And this is why students get confused. They hear letter and they think of the material leather, like a leather jacket.
Exactly. This is called the flap T. In American English, if a T is between two vowel sounds, it transforms into a soft D. Water becomes wader. Better becomes bedder. City becomes city.
It sounds so lazy, Peter. It is not lazy. It is efficient. It is aerodynamic. But let's go back to the student mindset. I want to talk about the psychology of this, the mentorship part of our discussion, because this is where most people quit.
Please, this is so important.
When you're watching a movie and you hear, "Whatcha-gonna-do?" or "I don't know, wanna go," your brain panics. Your brain is searching for the files it stored in English class. It's looking for the file labeled, "I do not want to go." But the audio signal doesn't match the file. So what does the brain do?
Does it shut down?
It freezes. It creates anxiety. And then you stop listening to the next sentence because you're still trying to decode the previous one. You fall behind.
Yes, I tell my students this all the time. It's the domino effect. You miss the first domino and then the whole chain collapses.
So, here is my advice, and I gave this advice to Roberto all those years ago. I told him, "Roberto, stop trying to catch every word. You're trying to catch rain with a net. You'll get wet anyway. Instead, listen for the peaks of the sentence."
The peaks.
Yes, in every English sentence there are mountains and valleys. The mountains are the stress words, nouns, verbs, adjectives. The valleys are the grammar words, prepositions, articles, auxiliary verbs. The valleys are spoken quickly and quietly. The mountains are loud and long.
This is the concept of schwa, isn't it?
The glorious schwa, the most common sound in the English language, the sound. In movies, almost all the grammar words turn into schwa. To becomes ta, for becomes fur, and becomes n.
So if the sentence is, I went to the store for some bread, the mountains are went, store, and bread.
Correct. A student listening to a movie tries to hear, "I went to the store for some bread." That's 8 words. An American speaker only really says 3 distinct words: went, store, bread. The rest is just noise. I went to the store for some bread.
So the advice is to relax your focus.
Yes, stop being a detective looking for every clue. Be a surfer. Ride the waves of the stress words. If you hear went, store, bread, your brain can fill in the gaps. You know he went to the store. You know he bought bread. You don't need to hear the word the to understand the movie.
That is incredibly liberating. It takes the pressure off.
It changes everything. I remember I had another student, a young woman from Japan named Keiko, very shy. She was terrified of watching American TV. She told me it gave her headaches, physical headaches.
Oh, I believe it. The concentration required is exhausting.
I told Keiko, I want you to watch an episode of Friends, but I want you to do it with a specific rule. You are not allowed to try to understand the plot. You are only allowed to listen for the emotion.
Listen for the emotion?
Yes, I asked her, is Joey angry? Is Ross sad? Is Rachel excited? I wanted her to stop processing text and start processing tone. Because in movies, 50% of the meaning is not in the dictionary. It is in the pitch.
The pitch, the rise and fall of the voice.
Exactly. Daisy, say the word really.
Really?
That was a statement. Now ask it as a question.
Really?
Now say it as if you are angry and you do not believe me.
Really?
Now say it as if you are bored and sarcastic.
Really?
Perfect. Now, imagine a student reads the script of the movie. They see the word R-E-A-L-L-Y. They translate it to their native language they think they understand. But in the movie scene, the actor creates a completely different meaning using tone. The student understands the word but misses the message.
That is such a vital distinction, the word versus the message.
I want to do a drill, a practical drill right now for our listeners. We are going to take a very common movie phrase, something you hear in action movies or dramas.
Okay, I am ready. What is the phrase?
The phrase is, get out of here.
Get out of here. 4 words?
4 words. In a textbook, this means leave this place. It is a command to exit. But in a movie, it can mean 3 or 4 different things depending on the speed and tone.
Okay, let's role-play this.
Scenario 1. There's a bomb in the building. I'm the hero, you're the civilian. I need you to leave immediately to save your life. Go.
Get out of here.
Good. Fast, urgent. The T in get and out connects. Get here.
Get here. It sounds like one sound.
Scenario 2. We're friends. I just told you that I won the lottery. You do not believe me. You're shocked and happy. You say it to express disbelief.
Get out of here.
See? Totally different. The stress is on out. Get out of here. It means no way or you're kidding. If a student takes this literally, they will think you are angry and want me to leave the room.
And they would be completely confused because I'm smiling while I say it.
Precisely. Scenario 3. You're a gangster in a New York movie. You are disgusted by someone. You want them to leave your sight slowly.
Get out of here.
Menacing, low pitch. Each word is heavy.
I felt quite scary doing that.
You were terrifying, Daisy. Remind me never to make you angry. But this proves the point. You cannot learn this from a PDF. You have to hear it. You have to mimic it.
Mimicry is so important. I often tell my students to be parrots.
Be a parrot. Be an actor. You know, I once spent an entire semester in my advanced class just analyzing one scene from The Godfather.
One scene for a whole semester?
Just one, 3 minutes of dialogue. We dissected every breath, every pause, every intonation. By the end of the semester, those students could speak those lines like Marlon Brando. And the amazing thing? Their general English improved drastically because they stopped treating English as a math problem and started treating it as music.
Music. I love that. But Peter, I have to play the devil's advocate for a moment.
Please do.
What about the vocabulary itself? Because movies use slang and idioms that simply aren't in the books. It's not just how they say it, it's what they're saying.
A huge factor, huge. Movie writers love idioms, they love cultural references, and they love phrasal verbs.
Oh, groan. Phrasal verbs, the nightmare of every English learner.
The nightmare. Give up, give in, give out, give away. They all look the same, but mean totally different things.
And in movies, they're used constantly.
Let's look at a movie logic example. In a textbook, if a character wants to start a meeting, they say, "Let us begin the meeting."
Very clear, very formal.
In a movie, the boss walks in, slams his hand on the table, and says, "All right, let's get the ball rolling."
Get the ball rolling.
If you visualize that literally, you're looking for a ball. There is no ball. It just means start. Or they might say, "Let's dive in."
Dive in, like into a swimming pool.
Exactly. Or let's kick things off, like a football match.
So we have rolling, diving, kicking, all to say start.
And this is why I tell students you must study idioms in clusters. Don't just learn start, learn the start cluster, learn the stop cluster.
That is excellent advice. Instead of alphabetical lists, use thematic clusters.
Daisy, I want to talk about the script of movies versus reality, because there's another layer here. Movie dialogue is not actually real speech.
It isn't?
No, it's hyper-real. Real speech is messy. People stutter. They say and like. They trail off. They forget what they're saying.
True. If you record a real dinner conversation, it's full of interruptions and broken sentences.
But movie dialogue is written by professional writers to sound witty, fast, and efficient. No one in real life speaks as perfectly as George Clooney in a movie. The characters always have the perfect comeback. They never stutter unless it's part of the character.
So students are holding themselves to an impossible standard.
Yes, they're comparing their second language skills to a scripted, rehearsed, edited performance. It's unfair. Even native speakers don't speak like movie characters.
That is a relief to hear. Even I don't speak like a character from The Crown most of the time.
Although you do sound very royal to my American ears, Daisy.
Oh, stop it.
But let's get back to the mechanics. I want to discuss a specific sound that ruins movies for people. The glottal stop. This is your territory, Daisy.
Ah, the glottal stop, the sound of modern London.
Explain it to us, because to an American, it sounds like you're swallowing the alphabet.
Well, the glottal stop is when we replace the T sound with a catch in the throat. Instead of butter, we might say buh.
Buh.
Yes, it happens in the back of the throat. It's very common in British movies and TV shows, especially ones set in London. If you're watching a show like Sherlock or a Guy Ritchie movie, you'll hear this everywhere. Water becomes wuh.
Computer becomes computer.
And this drives American students crazy. They learned water the American way, but wuh. They don't recognize the word.
It requires training the ear to recognize the rhythm of the word rather than the specific consonants. The vowels usually stay the same. Wuh still has the same vowel sounds as water.
Vowels are the soul of the word. Consonants are just the skeleton.
That's poetic, Daisy. I try my best. But this brings me to another mentorship point, the concept of passive versus active movie watching.
Go on.
Most people watch a movie to relax. They lay back on the sofa, they eat their popcorn, and they let the movie wash over them. This is fine for entertainment. It is useless for learning.
So how should they watch?
You have to watch like a film editor. You need the remote control in your hand. Your thumb must be hovering over the pause and rewind buttons.
You mean stop the movie?
Constantly. I tell my students, if you watch a 2-hour movie in 2 hours, you learned nothing. If you take 4 hours to watch a 2-hour movie, you learned English.
4 hours? That sounds like hard work.
It is work. You're hunting the wild animal, remember? You can't hunt from the sofa. Here's the technique I developed. It's called the shadow loop.
The shadow loop. Walk us through it step by step.
Step 1. Turn on the subtitles. English subtitles, not your native language.
Why English subtitles?
Because you need to connect the sound to the written form. If you use native subtitles, your brain stops listening and just reads. You're reading a book, not watching a movie.
Okay, step 1, English subtitles.
Step 2. Play a short scene, maybe 30 seconds. Watch it once to understand the context.
Got it.
Step 3. Pick one sentence that was difficult, just one. Don't try to do the whole scene. Find the sentence where the actor mumbled or used slang or spoke too fast.
Identify the target.
Step 4. Rewind. Play that one sentence. Pause. Repeat it out loud. Try to match the speed.
Match the speed.
Step 5. Do it again, and again, and again. Do it 10 times. Do it until your mouth hurts. Do it until you sound exactly like the actor.
And then?
Then, turn the subtitles off. Close your eyes. Play the sentence again.
Listen blindly.
Yes, and suddenly magic happens. Because you have physically practiced the sound, your brain now recognizes the sound. You will hear every single word clearly. It will feel like someone turned up the volume.
It creates a neural pathway.
Exactly. And once you unlock that sentence, you own it forever. The next time you hear "Whatcha-gonna-do" in a different movie, you won't need to think. You will just know.
So it is better to deeply analyze 3 minutes of video than to passively watch 3 hours.
100%. Quality over quantity, always.
Peter, I want to talk about something specific to action movies, the background noise.
The explosions, the car engines, the music.
It makes it so hard, even for native speakers sometimes.
It is true. Modern sound mixing in movies is very dynamic. The music is loud. The dialogue is whispery. This is why I say use headphones.
Headphones?
Good headphones. If you rely on your TV speakers, the bass of the music will drown out the treble of the speech. Consonants like S, T, K, P are high-frequency sounds. They're the first things to disappear when there is background noise. Headphones bring them back.
That is a very practical tip. I never thought about the frequency of consonants.
It's physics, Daisy. Teaching English is 50% linguistics and 50% acoustics.
You really are a professor.
I cannot help it. Now I want to challenge you, Daisy. I want us to debate a cultural point that confuses learners in movies.
A debate? I'm ready.
The concept of politeness in British versus American movies.
Oh, this is a big one.
In American movies, characters are often direct. Give me the coffee. Move over. Stop it. To a student, this can seem rude.
Whereas in British movies, you might hear, "Could you possibly pass the coffee, please?" Or, "Do you mind shuffling over a bit?"
Shuffle over. See, you use 10 words to say what we say in 2.
It's not about efficiency, Peter. It's about civilization.
But for a learner, the British way is harder. There are more words to decode. The modals of politeness. Could, would, might, may.
True. I was wondering if you might be able to help me.
That is a nightmare sentence for a beginner. Was wondering? Might be able? An American movie character just says, "Help me out here."
So, American movies might be easier for beginners in terms of sentence structure?
In terms of directness, yes, but we use more slang. You use more polite padding.
Polite padding. I like that term. But Peter, what about sarcasm? British movies are famous for dry sarcasm.
Sarcasm is the final boss of language learning. It's the hardest thing to detect.
Because the words say yes, but the tone says no.
Exactly. If a character says, "Oh, wonderful idea," but they mean, "That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard."
How does a student catch that?
Context and facial expressions. You have to watch the eyes. If the mouth is smiling, but the eyes are dead, it's sarcasm.
That is a terrifying description.
Also, listen to the length of the words. Sarcasm often stretches words. Oh, wonderful.
Great.
Yes, if it's short and snappy, it's usually sincere. Great, thanks. If it's long and draggy, watch out. Great.
Let's do another drill. I want to practice intrusion.
Intrusion. This is when an extra sound sneaks in between 2 words.
Yes, the intrusive R, the intrusive Y, and the intrusive W.
Let's do the intrusive W. This happens when a word ends in an O or U sound and the next word starts with a vowel.
Like go out.
In a textbook, it's go out, 2 blocks. In a movie, it's go out.
Go out.
Listeners, try it. Put your hand in front of your mouth. Say go. Your lips are round. To get to out, your lips have to open. That movement creates a W sound. Go out.
You essentially have to say the word wow.
Yes, go out.
Now let's do the intrusive Y. This happens after an E sound, like I am.
I am.
He asked.
He asked.
It sounds like yasked.
It does. And if you don't know this, you're looking for a word in the dictionary under Y. You're looking for yam or yasked. You won't find them.
This is why sound mixing is such a crucial concept. Words do not stand alone. They hold hands.
They hold hands. They dance. Sometimes they fight.
Peter, I want to ask you about your own experience learning languages. You speak Italian, don't you?
I do. My wife is Italian, as you know.
Did you have this problem with Italian movies?
Oh, God, yes. I remember watching Fellini movies in the 90s. I was arrogant. I thought, I'm a language professor. I will understand this.
And?
And I understood nothing. It was a humbling experience. The dialects, the speed, the way they cut off the ends of words. It made me a better teacher, though.
How so?
It made me realize that fluency is not a destination. It's a spectrum. You can be fluent in news Italian and illiterate in movie Italian.
That's a very important distinction. We often think of English as one thing, but there are many Englishes.
There's news English, academic English, street English, movie English, texting English.
And you don't need to master all of them at once.
No, pick your battle. If you want to understand movies, you must consume movies, but you must consume them actively.
Peter, what about the speed? Students often say they speak too fast.
They do speak fast, but it's not just speed, it's variable speed.
Variable?
Yes, in a textbook audio CD, the speed is constant. It's like a metronome. Tick, 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 tick. In a movie, the speed changes. A character might say the first part of the sentence very slowly, and the second part incredibly fast.
I was thinking that maybe we could go to the cinema.
Exactly. The important part is slow. The boring part is fast. I was thinking that maybe we could go to the cinema.
Students get thrown off by the burst of speed.
They panic during the fast part, but usually the fast part is just grammar and filler. The slow part is the new information.
So, paradoxically, you should pay more attention to the slow parts?
Yes, the speaker slows down because they want to emphasize something. That's where the gold is.
That's counterintuitive. We usually try to focus harder on the fast bits because we think we missed something.
That's the trap. The fast bits are fast because they're unimportant. They're just the connective tissue.
This is deep, Peter. It really requires a shift in mindset.
It requires courage, Daisy. Learning a language requires the courage to miss things. You have to be okay with not understanding 100%.
The courage to miss things. I think that should be on a t-shirt.
I would buy that t-shirt.
Let's talk about fillers.
Ah, the ums and ahs.
And the like, I mean.
In a movie script, these are often written in to make it sound natural. I was like thinking, maybe we should, if you want to, go.
If you translate that literally, it is nonsense. I was similar to thinking, you recognize, possibly, we should, I intend.
It sounds like a philosophical crisis.
But these words are just pauses. They are thinking noises.
Correct. When you hear like or repeated, your brain should filter them out. They're just the sound of the engine idling while the driver decides where to turn.
But for a student, they are distracting.
They are noise. Learn to ignore the noise. Focus on the signal.
We have time for one more major segment. I want to talk about cultural shorthand.
Ah, when the movie references something everyone knows except the student.
Exactly. If a character says, "Don't go all Hulk on me,"
The Hulk, the green monster from the comics, it means don't get angry.
or "He's a real Romeo,"
A romantic lover from Shakespeare.
we're not in Kansas anymore.
The Wizard of Oz, it means we are in a strange new situation.
These are cultural idioms. You cannot find the meaning by analyzing the words Kansas or Hulk.
This is where reading comes in. You cannot understand movies if you do not understand the culture. You have to be curious about the world.
So, if you hear a reference you don't understand,
Google it, Wikipedia it. Do not just ignore it. That reference is a key to the culture. If you learn why they say Kansas, you learn about an American classic. You connect with the American soul.
it makes the learning process endless, doesn't it?
It is endless, but that is the joy of it. If it ended, it would be boring.
Spoken like a true professor.
I want to leave our listeners with a final thought, a final mentorship nugget.
Please.
Many of you are frustrated. You feel like you have wasted your time studying. You haven't. The textbook gave you the map, but the map is not the territory.
The map is not the territory.
The movie is the territory. It is the real world. It is muddy. It is fast. It is dark. It is loud. Do not throw away your map, but do not expect the real world to look like a clean piece of paper. Use the map to navigate, but keep your eyes on the road.
That is beautiful, Peter.
And remember Roberto?
The Italian student? Yes.
6 months after our talk, he came back to me. He had been doing the shadow loop. He had been listening for peaks and valleys. He went back to the cinema.
And?
He watched an action movie. He didn't understand everything, but he understood the jokes. And for the first time, he laughed at the same time as the audience.
That is the goal, to laugh with everyone else.
We belong. That is why we learn English. We belong.
Peter, thank you so much for this masterclass.
It was my pleasure, Daisy.
Listeners, your homework is simple. Pick a movie, pick one scene, and hunt the animal.
Happy hunting, everyone.
See you next time on the Slow English Channel.
Goodbye.